Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you again. I'm recording this video on the day that the Cavestone Jordan 4s were released. I grabbed a pair from my local Finish Line, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Jordan 4s in the Cavestone colorway. What is happening, everybody? It is wonderful to be back here with y'all again. It's been a quiet week for me personally, just because earlier this week I had surgery. I've been dealing with an injury that's just been nagging for over a year now, so finally I was able to get that straightened out. But I have been in bed from Tuesday until today. I'm recording this on Saturday, the day that these released, and I gotta tip my hat and say a big thank you to Mrs. Butter. She has taken care of me like you wouldn't believe, brought me all my meals in bed and made sure that I have my medicine and all that kind of stuff. But Mrs. Butter, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And to all of you watching, I apologize if I haven't really been responding to comments or putting out as much content as normal, but I was really just on the mend. Today is the first day that I have been out of the house since Tuesday when I had surgery. So it's nice to get up and move around again, but I still need to kind of take it easy because I got a little while before I'll be back to normal. But the good news is I'm on the mend and I'll be better in no time. But with that public service announcement out of the way, we'll get to the reason you're all here. I have been looking forward to this pair for a while now. When I first saw images of them, they kind of reminded me of a pair of Travis Scott 4s. They also made me think of some of the Audemars Piguet Jordan 4s that we've seen, as well as those wet cement Jordan 4s. And whenever we look at this box, it is a lot like that wet cement Jordan 4 box. It also kind of feels like the brick by brick Jordan 4s. If you have that box, it just kind of has like a coating. It feels a little bit rough, but I really like the look of it. And of course, we've got a Jumpman and then that Flight font in a black color. It's kind of like a glossy finish, but the rest of it just kind of feels like concrete or something. And I think that's a really neat touch. The tag on this pair reads Air Jordan 4 Retro. The colors are Cavestone, Black, and Phantom. I went with my true to size 10 on this pair. For the longest time, I had to go up a half size on all Jordan 4s, but here recently, I have found that going true to size fits my wide feet comfortably, and that's what I would recommend for now. I forget what retail on these was. I think it was around $220, but I had status rewards to use at my store, so I always like doing that. All in, I paid right around $210 for this pair. And then enough of my yapping and all that box talk. These are
absolutely gorgeous.
Like I already mentioned, when I first saw images of these, it just reminded me of collabs that I've seen, most notably the Travis Scott Jordan 4s, which also have like a brownish tan kind of colorway with black accents. These really kind of have that same sort of style. And then along with that, they are similar to the Audemars Piguet Jordan 4s that we've seen over the past couple of years. Not so much the light pair, but there was a pair that was like a burgundy or a mauve color, and these really remind me of that, just a similar style and that sort of thing. But I think this color is actually a little bit more wearable. One thing that really surprised me is this is just a GR. These were mass produced. There's a whole lot of pairs of these, and the last time that I checked, it's the afternoon and these are still sitting just about everywhere online, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not upset about that at all. I think there should be dope kicks for everybody. But I'm just really surprised at the quality that we got on a shoe that is mass produced like this. The QC looks really good, but also this material is just a really nice nubuck. I love the way that it looks, but I also really like the way that it feels, and I'm just shocked that there's not like glue stains all over it and imperfections all over it, because typically this kind of material is very unforgiving whenever it comes to showing imperfections and that sort of thing. And this might be a sore subject, but while I'm talking about that, I can say with assurance, it seems like the QC on this pair is a lot better than what the QC on my undefeated Jordan 4s came out. And now that's not me griping about the undefeated 4s, but I just feel like I gotta point that stuff out whenever I see it. The quality on this GR should not be way better than the quality on a whole bunch of collabs and that sort of thing, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, that's the case. This GR came out beautifully. It almost just makes you wonder though, why can't they do this every time? Because like I said, this is a very unforgiving material on the upper, just like we saw for the nubuck on the undefeated 4s, but for some reason my undefeated 4s have glue stains on them and this pair of GRs does not. But I don't want to beat that dead horse too much. Even aside from the nice materials and the good QC, there's other things I really like this translucent rubber that we have on the outsole. And then I also really like the way you can see light pass through that heel tab on the back as well. It almost reminds me of like a cream soda or a root beer color, and just the way that you can see light pass through the glass. That's what that reminds me of, especially on this heel tab. But like I said, we have that nice translucent rubber on the outsole as well. And we've also got areas of like an off-white. It's all herringbone traction going different ways. At the front, we have those stars in black, and I always like seeing that detail. At the midfoot, we see more of a sail colorway, and then we have Nike branding in black there at the midfoot. And at the heel, we have more herringbone traction in a black rubber. And as we wrap up to the side of the shoe, we can see that that translucent rubber meets areas of painted foam. That's painted black, and it looks nice and clean to me. I don't really see any air bubbles. I don't see any paint where it shouldn't be. And then just below that, surrounding our visible air unit, we do have some sail painted foam, and again, I don't see excessive brush strokes, I don't see a bunch of bubbles, and again, there's no paint where it shouldn't be. I really can't believe how good the QC on this pair is. Then as we get to the upper, we have this nice brown nubuck color. I've heard a lot of people say that these look like they were gray, but in my opinion, they definitely have a brown look to them. I think that people will have their own opinions of how it looks, but to me, it looks like a nice brown shoe. I really love this nubuck that we got. It's hard to capture a lot of times, but you do get a lot of back and forth like color change on it, and it just feels like it's a very premium material. It's not the best material I've felt on a Jordan Retro, but it is material similar to what you would expect from a collab or something like that. But basically, this entire upper is just that nice brown nubuck. We do see those netting areas like we always see on Jordan 4s. We see it here at the base of the tongue, and then we see it here on the side panel areas as well. And the netting is actually a black color, but just below that, we have that cave stone color of a mesh material. We have black accents at the base of the tongue, and then up here at the top of the lacing system, we have these wings, and that is in that root beer or that cream soda kind of color. But then at the tips of it, it's black as well. The base of the tongue is more of that netting, and then at the top, we see more of that nubuck. And we have a color matching tag that has a Jumpman as well as that flight font. I don't know why the Jordan brand decided to give us Nike Air branding on this pair, but I'm not going to complain about it. I love the way that the light shines through this heel tab, and I also think that that black Nike Air branding looks very nice on there. These only came with one set of laces. It's a flat style lace, and it's just that brown cave stone color, but I think they look really nice. I also think they would look good with black or even sail laces as well. On the back of the tongue, we can see that we've got that Air Jordan upside down. And then our sock liner is black, and it looks like our insole is that cave stone brown color, but it's got some black Nike Air branding down on it. Well, that was a quick look at these Cave Stone Jordan 4s. I've been really excited about this release. It looks like they were pretty easy to get, and I think that's a great thing too. I don't know how long these will sit and how long these will be available, but I'm telling you, these are way better than what I expected, and I think this colorway is going to be perfect for this time of year. I am definitely going to be rocking these here soon. Once again, I would like to thank Mrs. Butter for taking such good care of me this week. And to all of you, I apologize if I seem like I've been unresponsive, but for now I just gotta kind of take it easy, and I'll be back to my fighting self in no time. Let me know what you all think about these. Let me know if you grabbed them or if you just passed. I appreciate you all watching tremendously, and I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.